So if you're in the journey to getting shredded right now, or if you're someone who's planning to do that maybe for next summer or in the near future, in this video, I want to share with you 3 big mistakes I've made when I decided to get shredded, to get down to that low body fat percentage, below 10% body fat, that I think that I could have completely avoided if I had someone to learn from. If I had someone else's experience that would have told me, hey, don't do this, I could have really gotten better results, a lot better consistency, and also enjoy the process a lot more. And that's exactly what I want for you, and that's why I'm sharing my experience here with you so you can learn from it, so you don't have to repeat the same mistakes. And by the way, if you're new here, my name is Mario Tomic. If you'd like to learn more about fitness, personal development, if you love self-improvement in general, consider subscribing below and hit that bell icon as well to enable notifications so you know when the next video comes out. And now let's dive into the mistakes. So the first big mistake with getting shredded that I've made that I could have completely avoided if I just knew what to expect was being very, very impatient. I was so impatient. I was like that little kid that wants the ice cream right then and there. I just want it right now. And that's me with getting shredded. I just wanted results really fast, and I didn't understand that going from 12% body fat down to 8% body fat is gonna take me as long as going from 20% down to 12. And this is something that happens as your body has less fat to release because you're already fairly lean at 12% body fat. It's gonna take longer and it's gonna be slower. And I didn't get this. I didn't understand this. Now, to you, it might sound like common sense, and you're thinking right now, Mario, how didn't you get this? Well, first off, common sense is not that common. Second of all, it was my first time. I didn't understand what was going on. And that's why I'm telling you, if you do feel like it is going a little bit slower than normally, if you're used to going from 25% to 15%, you're noticing big numbers on the scale, well, that's normal. If those numbers are a little bit smaller, supposed to happen like that, and that's something really to expect. Now, the other thing that really threw me off was water retention. I completely missed this one. I didn't understand how much this is going to affect me, and sometimes I would be hitting the numbers really accurately. My macros, my calories, my food choices were dialing, and I was consistent, I was disciplined. Step on the scale the next day, heavier. How is this possible? I was just thinking to myself, how is this happening to me? Like, what am I doing wrong? And I would start tinkering with the process, doing some ninja carb cycling, adding tons of cardio, doing like random stuff, just because I didn't understand that water retention is a huge factor, especially when you're getting really lean, where that swing of like 4 or 5 pounds can make a huge difference in how you look and what the scale says. And me being a data-driven individual with a computer science background, I would go crazy when that data was showing one thing and I was doing a completely other thing, which I thought was all good. And water retention is just something we have to be patient with. There's really not much you can do other than fact, like you don't want to go too crazy in the sodium with foods, like eating lots of salty food. I mean, if you just stick to your diet and eat mainly whole, healthy, and processed foods, water retention will still happen. And that's something individual to you. That's not something that you can really predict, and that's not something I could have predicted. I just had to learn how my body behaves, and you're going to learn how your body behaves as you're getting leaner, and you will see how those swings happen for you. And that's just something you have to learn and accept as a part of this journey, and be patient with that. And once you learn how your body works once, it's going to be a lot easier later on. I mean, that was the only time that this was an issue for me. Like any other fat loss phase, I just knew what to expect. I was patient with it. I just let the body do its job, and I always reach my goal. And that's really what I want for you as well. It's just learning more about your body, and this process is going to teach you that. But of course, for that, you need to have a little bit of patience. Now, the second big mistake with getting shredded that I've made, then only realized halfway through the journey when I was at about 10% body fat, was the importance of getting adequate amount of sleep, especially when it comes to staying consistent with your diet. And when I started tracking my sleep, I started tracking my daily hunger levels, a total hunger level for the day, and also the fullness from a meal. And then I realized that on those days when I was getting 5 or 6 hours of sleep because I either wasn't disciplined, stay up late at night, or something happened, I couldn't sleep well, my hunger was double and my fullness was actually a lot less from each of the meals. And this was just such important data for me, because when I saw this, I realized, wow, like this is the reason why I'm falling off track. This is the reason why I'm getting all those crazy cravings for carbs, sugar, fat. And that was it. That was it for me. I realized if I sleep enough, if I just get those 8 hours, it's going to be so much easier. And exactly that happened. I just got the 8 hours. I started really prioritizing sleep, getting to bed on time, really thinking about it at the night before I go to bed, and that just, oh, let me just watch that one extra video. Let me just go do this one thing. No, just like prioritize it. Think about the next day. Think about sleep almost as a way to set yourself up for the success the next day. And I really started doing that, and that changed a lot of things. Like I just was a lot more consistent. In the gym, I was just having such better workouts, which I'm pretty sure helped me a lot with maintaining muscle. And also in general, I felt a lot more disciplined, a lot happier. And that's all because of getting enough sleep. And that sleep deprivation of 5 or 6 hours, I just didn't realize it because it was kind of a habit. I didn't realize that it was really plaguing me until I started tracking it. And that's what I would recommend you doing as well, is really start tracking these metrics, because you could be making the exact same mistake. Now, the third big mistake with getting shredded that I've made that I'm not proud about at all was that once I reached my goal, I stopped carrying. Once the diet was over, I just stopped carrying. Once I got to 8 to 9% body fat, I was there only for a week and a half. And then in a matter of just a couple of weeks, I regained so much body fat, I was back up to 12 to 13%. I just didn't really have a structure. I didn't have a plan. I was very sloppy. My discipline wasn't there. I just stopped caring in a way. And that's just something that I want you to avoid, because I blew through what was supposed to be a lean gaining phase for several months, where I was slowly putting on muscle, a little bit of fat with that, of course, and just really doing it properly. I just didn't really do that. I just gained a lot of fat, and I know it's fat because you don't build muscle in a week or two. It's mostly fat. And I saw my appearance got a lot worse actually than even before, when I was 12 to 13% body fat, just because I gained it really quickly. I just felt really bad about that. So that's something I want you to avoid. I want you to have an exit strategy. I want you to really plan out that transition. And now I know the importance of that transition from a cut to a proper gaining phase. It's such an important transition. You don't want to destroy your potential results, and really want to do it properly, do it right, do it controlled, do it with a plan. Don't just randomly go in there and go YOLO like I did and stop caring, and just hold yourself accountable and really do it right. And you're just gonna have a much better experience. Your results at the end of the day is gonna be so much better, and that's what I want for you. Also, what I'm gonna do here actually is I'm gonna leave a video at the end that's gonna help you get lean and ripped, that I definitely want you to check out. Lots of tips and strategies there that will help you out on your journey. Also, if you have questions about getting ripped, definitely drop them in the comments below. I do read the questions. I do check out what's going on in the comment section, so I will be there, so definitely do that. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in that next video.